So let's crochet a ranunculus flower. So hello and welcome. Regular viewers will know a little while ago I used random number generator to pick some patterns of Ravelry to have a go at. One of which was a little rooster, which I've already done as a video that a sort of vlog style video of that on the channel already. Today we're going to have a go at another one, because there were like 3 patterns that had the same number of votes. So yeah, we're going to eventually get all 3 done. This is the Ranunculus flower. This is, I'm just going to check the pattern, by Mora Crochet. It's a pattern that is free on her website. There is a tutorial to go with it, video tutorial. I haven't watched the tutorial through, but I'm going to be following the pattern off the website because when I downloaded it, for some reason the photo tutorial element of it, or the pictures, step-by-step pictures that go with it, weren't there, which made it a little confusing with the way the pattern is written, because I haven't done 3D crochet in this kind of a way, certainly for a while, if at all. So reading through it, I was a little bit, but I'm sure it'll all come together when I'm actually working on it. Having the photos to refer to know that I'm doing the right thing is going to be useful. So this is not going to be a how-to type video. This is very much going to be, I've done this bit, kind of a vlog type thing as I progress through making it. But let me show you what I'm using. So first up we have yarn. I need to decide which of these yarns. I think I'll use this one. This one's a pretty colour. This one's a little bit brighter on the pink. So yeah, this one for the flower and this for the stem and the leaves, or the sepals or whatever. This is a West Yorkshire Spinners yarn that's left over from a hat and cowl that I made years ago. Can't remember the line. I've only ever seen it once. It's all like jewel tones. I think it's like a DK. I've no longer got the ball bands for it. But yeah, I think it's a DK. I've got some floristry wire for the stem. And just in case I need to trim them, I've got some pliers. I'm going to be working with a 3mm crochet hook, because the pattern does tell you to use the tightest hook you can, smallest hook you can, to get tight stitches to help the petals stand up. So let's rearrange myself so that I've got the pattern where I can read it and we'll get started. Well, the pattern did say it would start to curl, and it certainly has. It's the first row of the petals, so we've got one more row of petals to do. And then sepals. So yeah. Okay, so I've now done the second row. Yeah, that's probably the right side. So we've got these petals on there. Now, despite counting the stitches at the end of the first row and making sure they were exactly the right count, I've somehow managed with an extra half a petal at this end here. I'm not going to worry too much about it, but I'm not quite sure how I managed it. But, yeah, so that's the petals done. To give you a sense of how long it's taken, I've got the final of the women's wheelchair tennis on at the moment. So the petals and this little green cone have taken me, well, we're not quite through the second set yet, so it's taken me nearly 2 sets. I haven't been timing. Okay, so next stage is the sepals, so I need to move back to the green yarn, and that's a 3-row thing, and then we're on to assembly, so it's an afternoon project. Okay, so let me just work out what I'm doing for the sepals, and I'll be back to you in a minute. Okay, I've got a rough idea of what I'm doing for the sepals. I'm absolutely fine for the first 2 rounds. That's not a problem. Clear as day. The third round, the instruction is straightforward, but I can't find on this website any glossary of stitches. So there's some picot stitches in this third round, but there's no indication as to how she wants you to do the picots, which is annoying. I mean, she's got the video tutorial there, so I think I'm going to have to go and have a look at that when I get to the third round to see what it is she wants me to do. But it would have been nice to have had a glossary. And when she's saying double crochet increase, single crochet increase, that I understand. That's fine, that's straightforward if you've done some crochet before, but for somebody who's still learning or hasn't followed very many patterns, it would have been nice to have had a glossary. But I'm sure that the video tutorial will make up for that. I'll let you know once I've watched it to work out how to do this final round of crochet. But I'm going to get the first 2 rounds done first because, as I say, they're quite straightforward. She does explain the stitch in the pattern, but she doesn't tell you that it's the picot. And also when she does it in the video, she does it slightly differently to how it's written, but not like massively, not like it's going to cause you any problems. So now at least I know what I'm doing. I'll get on with the picot stitches. I'll come back and show you once they're done. Okay, it's assembly time, so I've got my wire. It is here. And we're going to make a start. that was quite a straightforward project. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it's the first time I've made anything like this, so it's not quite the shape that I think of when I think of ranunculus, so I think that's more my assembly maybe. But I mean, it's recognisable as a flower. I didn't like the way that the sepals were sort of curling out at the end, so I used the tail end of what I wrapped the wire in to secure those down. Yeah, so simple pattern, afternoon project. In a few days you can have a little bouquet. I think it works quite nicely with the halo that's on this yarn, which I don't know if the camera's picking up. But it isn't as sort of floofy and open as I would have anticipated for ranunculus, so that might be yarn choice, it might be crochet hook size. This yarn is a bit splitty when you're crocheting with it, so there was a bit of pulling back and redoing, but overall I'm pretty pleased with that, and I can see me making a few more in different colours and in different yarns, different sizes, different weights of yarn, and collecting them together as a little display. I think maybe 5 or 9 or something. Odd numbers are always better for these sorts of things, but a little cluster of them I think would be quite nice. And I'm not going to put a deadline on that. If I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. And maybe I'll try some different flowers as well for a bit of variety. But yeah, so that is the Ranunculus, which is a free pattern from Mora Crochet. It's on the website. There is a video tutorial there that she's done with it. She takes you step by step through the process of making the whole thing. As I say, there are a couple of little differences in how she actually does it to what she's written in the pattern, but it's mostly that she skips some of the slip stitches that she has written down. So it's nothing sort of significant. It's nothing that's going to change the outcome of the pattern. So yeah, so that's that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. But until then, there's this one here that might keep you entertained while you're waiting. And I will see you soon. But until then, happy crafting and bye-bye for now.